Welcome back to Imagine AI Live here in the foyer of the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. We have with us a very special guest, Jessa. Jessa, how are you doing?
You know, Chris, I wasn't feeling well before I came. I told you, the team knows I was suffering from some health issues. And I thought, I can't do it this year. It broke my heart. I literally called Steve. I said, I don't know I'm gonna be there, but it's gonna be hard on me. I got here, and within a few hours, I started to feel better. Truthfully, I started to feel lighter. The stress that we were leaving behind was left behind. I walked in, and people, Jessa, and I'm in a group hug, and we're going places, and we're enjoying ourselves. This conference is about tech. It's about AI. But it's not about AI. It's about people. I listened to your talk, Steve's talk, many people's talk. I'm looking forward to Bendu Ready tomorrow. We had Alacia up today. She's great. There's so many people. John Rossman's a rock star. And I remember them. I will be honest and say I don't remember every word they said in their talk. I don't remember every word I said in my workshop. I remember the people. So how am I doing? Great, man.
I'm so glad to hear that you're feeling rejuvenated here. And
Rejuvenated is a great word.
And tell us, you've been busy.
I have been busy.
Tell us about the workshop that you led yesterday.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I knew that AI automation was popular, and of course I want to be like, well, it was because of me. It wasn't. It was sort of, but for the most part, that room was packed. It was standing room only. We had to add a second workshop on the fly, which Steve let me know by announcing in front of me that I was going to be doing a second workshop. And because I'm so proud of my little Founders Team badge, but because I'm on the Founders Team, I rolled with the punches, and we did a second workshop, which was just as great as the first workshop. So, and Alex, who you've just interviewed before me, has been walking around saying I'm the workshop queen. I'm proud of that. But it was a fantastic experience. I set out to demystify AI automation and help people understand that they can do it. And whatever they're thinking in their head, I'm not a dev, it's too complicated, I gotta hire a guy, is to let those go. If I can do it, and I am no super famous tech guru, CEO, C-suite person, I'm a housewife. I run a YouTube channel. People hire me to teach them, but primarily identify as my biggest concerns are to get a video out and what I want to give my husband for dinner to make sure he's happy and well fed. I take pride in that. I'm not ashamed of it. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
I love you're a leading voice, I feel, for females in the AI space.
Yeah,
and
I do represent, I try very hard to make sure women get heard and get voices in the AI space, because I have struggled with not being taken seriously, not being heard throughout, not just in the AI space, just life in general. As a woman of color, AI is a massive barrier breaker for women who didn't feel like they could do it, didn't think they could do it, didn't have time to do it before, didn't have money to do it before. Those barriers are gone. They're breaking down. I taught myself, people say, how did you become so good at AI automation? Because I put my butt in chair, I talked to ChatGPT until I understood it. Literally.
So tell us about N8N, and it seems to be all the rave these days.
I think it's so much the rave that people at N8N are surprised, and they have built a great tool. So N8N sponsored me to create a let's try that again. N8N sponsored me to create a 5-part starter guide directly aimed at automation for beginners. N8N, when you go to their site, they'll say it is an automation tool for technical teams, and it is. But I start out that 5-part series by saying it's not just for technical teams. The hardest part that many automation companies are struggling with, I've talked to Pipe Dream, is there are people who they are focused on the dev market, but their CEO has said that he wants to give everyone a 10 times engineer, the skills, 10 times the skills of an engineer. That's because even though devs are incredibly powerful, knowledgeable, and know tech, a lot of people who need this help aren't devs. The people who are walking up to me and asking for help aren't devs. So N8N's killer feature, and the secret that I'm basically shouting to the rooftops and why I have collaborated with them, is because their tool has a secret that makes it easy to use, that Zapier doesn't have, Make.com doesn't have, Pipedream doesn't have, Relevance AI, Relay, Lindy, Gumloop, and all the others out there do not allow the user to do this one thing. When you're looking at an N8N automation, and I don't know if you can put one on screen, overlay when I'm talking, I don't know, anyway. But when you're looking at an N8N automation, you're looking at the user interface. You're seeing nodes. In some platforms, they're called steps. They're all called different. It's basically the next step that you want the automation to take, basically.
It's all triggers, like things you would be doing personally, but you're setting an automation.
The automation to do it. And the trigger is what starts the automation. Well, in N8N, you can take the entire automation, copy it to simply Control-All to select all, Control-A, or I should say Control-A or Command-A to select all, hit copy just like you would any other text, and then drop the entire automation, which is actually a JSON data structure, into ChatGPT, Gemini, or any other automation, any other AI tool. And Anthropic's Claude 4.0 is a great one for this too, because it's JSON, which is something that all large language models are deeply versed on. It's been around since the early 2000s. It's very, very well known. It can now read your automation. You don't have to sit there and say, well, the automation does this, and take a screenshot and add some help files and hope for the best. You can literally give it the automation, which it can then correct. It can then change the nodes, add notes. It can add a new node if you'd like to. It can actually write automations for you once it understands how the JSON, how the data is structured.
What's been the most beneficial automation that you've made with N8N?
Oh, easy, hands down, my YouTube summary automation. So basically the point of automation is, it's to make cool things, but it's really to solve problems. And despite being a YouTuber, sometimes I really don't want to watch that YouTube video. That's the honest truth. So but I want to get the information from the video, or even better, I want to watch the video but then take notes on it to remember it. So I wrote an automation that I put a video in a playlist called transcripts. Every 5 minutes, the automation runs, checks for something. If a video or videos is in that playlist, it will run it through an automation, pop a beautifully structured transcript, summary, with timestamps, tables, key points, all the details, pulled out all the details. And I used a trick in order to make sure that the AI really understood that I wanted it to pull all the juicy meat off the bone of that video, as it were. I told it that it hates watching videos with a passion, but it really wants to learn and prides itself in learning everything that it can in life. And a lot of that information is in a YouTube video, but since it hates watching YouTube videos, it does its absolute best to pull out all the information in a way that is easy to understand and digest. That's part of prompt crafting.
So how does that, when you put the YouTube URL, I imagine,
just the video?
Do you have to put it go into N8N and drop that in, or
the automation pulls it out? That's the whole part of the cool thing. It's automated. So the first node runs every 5 minutes. The second node checks the playlist. If there's a video in there, it moves to the third node, takes that video information, and then sends it to an API, and that pulls out all the other video information that I use to add to the note, like a thumbnail, the name, the title of the video, the channel that produced the video, the number of views it got, the duration of the video. So it pulls all that information. The next step pulls the transcript, and then from there, the transcript goes out to the model. Fun little quick tip on the transcript. Videos are long, and models are limited in context. The current model that I'm using for this one is, I think, GPT-441. It has a shorter context window than a whole entire, say, 2-hour video can fit. And so I asked the model, I've used a code node, which is the other wonderful, powerful thing about N8N. N8N's two most powerful nodes are the code node, which is not available. Other apps like Make don't allow you to use your own code in the automation. In N8N, you can use your own code. So if N8N does not have a node for what you want to do, you just use the code node and ask ChatGPT to write the code that will do it. In this case, I wanted it to write code that would remove a number of the timestamps to lower the amount of text I was sending, and also remove every third vowel.
Wow.
The reason why is because AI, large language models, are language models. You can give it malformed text, meaning missing vowels or missing consonants, and it can still understand it.
So where do you see this technology going? And like, what are you most excited for in this AI automation space?
Boy, that's hard. I was thinking AI agents, MCPs. I like MCPs.
What's MCP?
It stands for Model Context Protocol. It is the way to give an AI agent the ability to use any type of tool that you want it to use. I needed one that did a simple, tell me what the current date and time was. And that MCP, once you create it, can be used with any AI agent anywhere. It came out from Anthropic in November, and it's a new protocol to give agents tools. What defines what an agent is, like GPT-4 is not an agent. That's a large language model. An agent is a large language model that has been given the ability, trained to use tools. Tools like a Gmail MCP server, or a calculator, or a search tool. Every time that O3, for example, runs a search for you, a simple Google search, it's using a tool in the background to do that, which is what makes it an AI agent. And they can use these tools based upon your direction autonomously. They can decide when it needs to use the tool, like do a Google search or not.
Very interesting. Okay, well, wrapping up here, is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience about, what you're working on, your next goals in the future here?
Okay, I guess I'll answer that by answering your previous question, which I didn't get a chance to, or I didn't answer, which was, what am I most excited about? That workshop yesterday was mind-blowing for me, to see a room, standing room only, of people who were like, teach us, lady. It was amazing and really fulfilling. But it wasn't the AI part that I remember. It's the people part. It's the people who came up to me and said, this is amazing. I was so stuck. I tried to use this tool so many times. I couldn't, not N8N, but any automation tool. And I just kept getting stuck. And it's because I didn't understand the fundamentals. And now I understand, and I feel rejuvenated to go back and automate this, automate that, automate whatever. So the thing I'm most excited about is making those people connections, which allow me to help them get the, you can do that. If I get a person to go from, I don't have any idea what is going on, to, I can do that, I've done my job. That's what I'm excited about.
Amazing. Jessa, well, thank you so much for sitting down with me. It's a pleasure seeing you again in person. You're a very founding member here of Imagine AI Live.
I am, one of the OGs.
Yeah, and look forward to seeing the year ahead for us, and seeing you again next year for sure.
Yep. Every time I see you and all of my peeps, my fellow team members, as you well know, I get very happy and throw myself on you.
Well,
every year.
Yeah. With that, Jessa, talk to you next time. Bye-bye.